Welcome back to the Corbin Report, talking about LA teams making moves through extensions and a player returning, Spurs star player signing an extension, the Boston Celtics sign a big man, and the Cleveland Browns football team actually making smart moves and not being the stereotypical Browns. First off, we'll start with the NFL and the NFC in the offensive side of the ball. Running back Kyren Williams signs extension with the Los Angeles Rams. Williams exploded last season for 1,299 yards, 14 touchdowns off of 316 attempts, according to ProFootballReference.com. I want to say this helped get this extension, which is 3 years, $33 million. Williams is a young player, just like the Rams defense is young. I'd say the only old players are Stafford and Adams. Adams can either be old or young. The Rams defense proved to me last season how good they were with no household names. I can see the Rams winning their division if they can hold off the Seahawks, who took their receiver Cooper Kupp, and have a young defense. And they also have Sam Darnold, who had a career year last season with the Minnesota Vikings, and is young too. Now, staying with LA, and we can even say SoFi Stadium, but on the AFC side of the ball, the Los Angeles Chargers get a player who's played with them for a while. Wide receiver Keenan Allen returns after 1 year with the Chicago Bears. His deal is for 1 year and $8.5 million. He spent last season with the Bears, where I thought he would be the number one receivers, but he seemed to be the number two behind DJ Moore. With rookie last year, Caleb Williams, the Bears had high expectations and failed to meet them. Allen should have stayed because they have a new coach who was offensive coordinator for the Lions and Ben Johnson. And I think this year the Bears will do good offensively because they have an offensive line. They took offensive tackle Joe Thuney from the Chiefs. And Williams is in his second year along with Rome Odunze, receiver, who looks to be the second option now, number 2 receiver, behind DJ Moore. And they drafted a rookie Luther Burden III, who was wide receiver number 3. So the young player, and tight end Colson Loveland as well. And Joe Thuney, I believe, won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs, or some. Instead, Keenan Allen returns to LA, and looks like he won't be the number 1 this time, but will be the number 2 receiver again. He leaves one similar situation to go to another one that has young receivers and an offensive line to help their quarterback. They have Ladd McConkey, he's going to be the receiver number 1. Allen in his second year. McConkey's in his second year. Allen will be the number 2 receiver. They have Najee Harris, running back, who seems to be out a little bit. Drafted rookie running back Omarion Hampton. Also Trey Harris and Keandre Lambert-Smith. Quentin Johnson will have to fight probably for the number 3 receiver with them 2 rookies. Excuse me. And last season, Allen struggled with Chicago. According to ProFootballReference.com, he made 70 catches being targeted 121 times for 744 yards. So it's not a lot, but about 256 yards shy of 1,000. And he had 7 touchdowns. In his career, though, he has been targeted 1,430 times for 974 catches for 11,274 yards and 66 touchdowns. Quite a bit. So, now he's back with the Chargers. Is this the time for them? Who knows? They got offensive line, a quarterback, where the Chargers did make the playoffs last year before losing. I believe it was the Texans. Now they got receivers again. Got a young running back. They got a young offense. Their defense, I don't know. Their defense is questionable to me, maybe. They got some good defensive players. But as a whole, they did lose Joey Bosa to the Bills. See what happens. Now, staying in the AFC, but going up north, the Cleveland Browns, they did sign quarterback Tyler Huntley. The Browns do have 4 quarterbacks in their room. Huntley makes 5. According to an article from ESPN.com, it is due to injuries at the position. Pickett and rookie Dylan Gabriel won't play because of their injuries as of right now. I think it's preseason they won't play. Just double check that for me. They won't play because of their injuries. I think they're out for a while. That's what I was trying to say. And then is the Browns signing Huntley a smart move? Which I think it is, to make sure they have 3 healthy quarterbacks and veteran Joe Flacco, Shadur Sanders, and Tyler Huntley. Which, if that's the case, Flacco the starter, Huntley the backup, and Sanders third string. Let's see, shows head coach, Stefanski something. They did draft 2 quarterbacks, which was weird, in Sanders and Gabriel, after they traded for Kenny Pickett and then signed Flacco. But this move actually it's a good move and not a Brown move, because it looks right with the injuries. So instead of being down quarterbacks, they actually have a normal amount of quarterbacks to help them out. So it looks like it's helping them in the long run by signing Huntley. And according to an NFL article from NFL.com, Huntley has backed up Lamar Jackson and Tua, so he has some experience, playing quarterback in the game. According to ProFootballReference.com, he's only been in the league for 5 years, so he's a young guy, and the ceiling is high for him. Cleveland plays Carolina this Friday in their first preseason game of the season. Speaking of preseason, today is Thursday, August 7th. And in preseason, not all teams have their starters play. Sometimes they have the backups. Sometimes starters play just, the first drive or a few drives of the first half. Sometimes they don't play. And then they have backups, and others play. It's a good time to watch games to see rookies and other players who are looking for a job and getting a roster spot, who probably don't have one, who've been in the league for some time as they're fighting for his roster, as I just mentioned. Thursday's preseason games, there really isn't a game I'd like to watch. There's 3 of them. But if I had to pick one, it'd be the Raiders versus the Seahawks, especially if all the starters were playing and it was a regular season game. Friday's games are a little better. That's the game where I'd want to watch Carolina versus Cleveland to see, Sanders and rookie wide receiver Tedder McMillan, if he is playing for the Panthers. Watching these 2 rookies and what they can do. Also Saturday, another game I want to see there's 2 games: Steelers versus the Jaguars and Rams versus the Chargers. The Steelers Jaguars got some rookies there: Caleb Johnson, Travis Hunter. Now let's move on to basketball NBA, and we'll go down to Texas and San Antonio, where De'Aaron Fox, point guard for the Spurs, signs an extension for 4 years and $225 million, according to NBA.com. He was traded to them last season from the Sacramento Kings. With veteran point guard Chris Paul back in LA with the Clippers, Fox is now the main point guard on the floor and to lead the team along franchise player Victor Wembanyama. No, I screwed his name up. Sorry, Wemby. San Antonio has been struggling for the last few years, not being themselves and being consistent playoff contenders. I think this Spurs team can be a dark horse in the Western Conference this season. Fox in his career, according to ProBasketballReference.com, he has averaged 21.5 points per game, 8.1 assists, 33.3 minutes per game, and a field goal percentage of .515, and his free throw percentage, well, let's just say it's pretty good at .746. He knows how to get to the charity stripe. For the Spurs, their starting lineup can look something like this. with Fox at point guard, Stephon Castle, second-year player, at shooting guard, but can be a point forward, or not point forward, point guard. I believe they had him play small forward last year, which is weird for a point guard, but guess you could say he's pretty tall. I had to look that up. And then you would have Devin Vassell at the small forward, Harrison Barnes at the power forward, and Wemby at 5. And then their bench, you'd have Dylan Harper at point guard. Their shooting guard would be Carter Bryant. I'm not sure if he's a shooting guard or small forward, so it'd be kind of interesting. But they're both rookies. Keldon Johnson at the small forward, which I'd say he's more a power forward. Jeremy Sochin, power forward. And Luke Cornett at center. Speaking of centers, the Boston Celtics, they need a center after losing Porzingis. And then, possibly losing Horford as well. Excuse me. And they lost Cornett. They do have Xavier Tillman, though, as of right now. And they did trade for power forward George Niang with Jason Tatum being out. But then they traded George Niang to the Jazz after they traded Porzingis to the Hawks for Niang. They did sign Chris Boucher from the Raptors. They need bigs since, like I said, they lost their big man. And Boston traded Niang and 2 future second-round picks to the Jazz. In return, they got R.J. Lewis Jr. Boucher is a center, and can play power forward. His signing was for $3.3 million for 1 year. In his career, he's averaged 17.3. I think it's supposed to say minutes per game. It's a typo on my part, according to ProBasketballReference.com. And he's been in the league for 8 years. This might change this coming season as Boston is struggling at the center position and they need someone. And also, thank you all for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to the Corbin Report on YouTube and Spotify. You can subscribe on the YouTube Spotify page and you can comment. And then follow the Corbin Report on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. For future ideas, comment below or message me on all the social media accounts and let me know what you'd like to talk about or hear me talk about. Thanks for listening. Talk to you guys soon. And for YouTube, close to about 259 views away from 1,000. Help me to 1,000 views and then 20 subscribers, which is need one more subscriber. Let's go. Thank you for listening. Bye.